our new engagement. Really appreciate it. I also feel like it's a lot easier to say it via video than to answer everybody's texts and messages and all that. So it's everybody that showed love, all that love right back at you. Thank you so much. But I'm coming here today because I want to address an issue that at least people in my age range I know have grown up dealing with. But I think it's way more than just my age range. It's people who have kids now. It's people who will have kids. It's adults in their 30s and 40s and even 50s maybe. It's a time-old question of, what do I want to do when I grow up? And we have got to stop asking that question. So I'm not going to blow up anybody's spotlight too much. Somebody very close to me just sat down and talked to me and my fiance about their concerns for their next steps in their career. This person is in his late 20s, and he has an opportunity to progress where he's at, but he's not sure if he should stay here or go back to school and do something else. This is what I'm about to say is something that I feel like we should really, I don't know the right word for it off the top of my head, but we need to make sure that the next generation understands what I'm about to say. And that is, we have got to stop trying to figure out absolutes in life. There are no absolutes. So if you have a kid and they're in high school right now, asking them what they want to do when they grow up is a fucking retarded question to ask. Because things change so much that even if they get into the best labor union or they get into the best job as an accountant or whatever, you have no idea where technology or anything else in this world, for that matter, will be in a few years. Their job might get automated. They have to switch paths completely. It's an unreasonable thing to ask anybody, what do you want to do when you grow up? What I think we need to start asking is, what makes us happy? And let me just say, as somebody who's now in his 30s, so, quick little story. When I was in my mid to early-ish 20s, I had a friend, my friend Anthony from way back in the day. Blow him up a little bit, my friend Anthony Bobo. Me and him were talking one night. I'll never forget this night in the bar. And, I was upset. I guess I was probably single, probably didn't have a good job at the time or whatever. And I was just in a shitty place. So he came up to me and he was like, "Mark, why are you upset?" I was just like, everything's shitty, I don't have a girl, blah, 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 blah. He was just like, "Bro, shut the fuck up. You're in your mid-20s. Do not even think about getting married now." I was like, "Why do you say that?" He was just like, "Listen," and by that time, I think he was close to his early to mid-30s, probably early 30s. He was just like, "Because you're still a kid. Because you have no fucking idea what you do and don't like. You don't really know what you don't like, and knowing what you don't like is so important for the next step in your life. It may seem like a little crazy, a little weird to hear, but if you know what you don't like, it eliminates so much shit. And you don't really know that, usually, I want to say, until you're in your, probably late 20s, early 30s. It's really mostly when you've gone through a bunch of shit in life, whether relationships or family, whatever, you've lived a little bit, you've held down a few jobs, or maybe just one job, whatever, you've experienced enough in your life to begin to understand your true do's and don't likes. For example, when somebody asks you what you like to do, at a job interview, what are your hobbies? And you say, "Oh, I like to go on the weekends with my friends," something like that, right? You might say that and a year later be like, "You know what? I said it then, but I think I like to stay home and chill and fucking go on YouTube or whatever. I'm really not even a bar person." We say things out of, sometimes it's this sort of, I don't want to say social type of peer pressure, but we say things thinking that it's the right thing to say. That's what I wanted to say. There you go. We say things thinking that it's the appropriate thing to say, without really thinking, do I really mean this? So I told that story to give a little perspective. The entire idea of this video is, I hope it circulates a little bit. We've got to stop worrying the younger generations with, what do I want to do when I grow up? People in their 50s don't know what they want to do. They're doing something just to put the food on the table. Now, mind you, that's going to be something a large majority of the people will have to end up doing, in their lives anyway. A large majority of people may not be able to find their passion. They may just, do what they need to do to put the food on the table for a decent salary. God bless. That's fine. But I think that if we start now to really push the next generation to stop saying, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you enjoy to do? Because as we've learned via Twitch, and for those of you who don't know what Twitch is a website where you can monetize playing video games all day long, right? So just think of it like this. 10, 12 years ago, whenever YouTube even became remotely prevalent, if you'd started making YouTube videos then, right, and somebody said to you, like your parent came and you were like in your early 20s and said, John, what do you want to do when you grow up? Or what are you going to do to support yourself? And you would say, I don't know, or you'd make something up like, oh, I'm going to be a cop or some shit like that, right? And you just continuously put content on YouTube because it was fun for you and it was like what you enjoyed doing, you would have no idea that there's a really good chance that if you did it consistently for this long, for like 10 years straight, that you would never need to have a job, because there's a good chance you can monetize on YouTube at that point and make, way more than you make an annual salary from a job. Point is, if you're a kid, even if you're an adult, and you have an hour or two to spend per night, I promise you, there is a video on YouTube somewhere to tell you that can either end up pushing you to find your passion, or the internet can help you find other ways of making money or your passion or whatever. I think there's so much more room to grow, and I think that we need to stop living this life of what can I do to earn six figures, because what's the fucking point of earning six figures if you go into work miserable every day? Listen, I've seen people pass away young. I've seen people pass away in their mid-30s and mid-40s. Life is both long and short at the same time. The point of me telling you that, and I don't like sympathy, so please don't, I didn't say that for that reason. I said that because you don't know when your last day is, right? So maybe occasionally ask yourself, is everything good? Like, if I knew for a fact that my last day was in like 2 weeks, can I say that, at least up until recently, I've been doing everything that I could to live like my best life, or however you want to put it? I think people need to audit that more than ever before. Because before you turn around, it'll be over, and you'll have regrets. Now, most of us will have plenty of regrets. I have my own for sure, but I think the best way to solve regrets is to make a list of them. You're not going to be able to change a lot, but you can learn from them, save yourself time, and then maybe that time saved could change something for the better. Anyway, this rant is over. Let's cut it out. Let's. The last generation did not have the internet. Didn't know a lot of things were possible. The last generation. Actually, before I end this rant, I do want to say one more thing. Our parents asked us what we wanted to do for, what we wanted to be when we grew up, right? They were sold on the white picket fence dream. Think of how miserable our parents' generation was, or a large portion of them, because they just had to go into work to bring home the bacon to feed the family. That was what our parents grew up on. And until the internet came around and people started spreading like this information of, that's not really how it has to be. People just think it is. Alright, I'm done here. I've talked your ears off. I hope people listen to this. I think it could be useful to people. This really goes for any age range. Let's stop thinking about what we want to be or what we want to go to school for, and start thinking about what makes us happy. And if going to school makes you happy, then that's fucking awesome. Do it. Alright guys, Big Critique out.